Hey everyone, Naoshi here. Today's video, I'm going to be addressing the most recent update to Global Labs. Um, it was actually last week on Thursday. It is now Monday that I'm actually recording this. And I'm doing this because there seems to be a misunderstanding of what the change actually does for Meiwa Awakening. A lot of players seem to be confused, and I'm going to go over that confusion and address it so as a way to clear things up. Um, Basically, here's what the patch was for the Global Labs notes. And basically, this is on Korean / Google Translate garbage. So I'm going to read you off the cleaner version, which I have on my Discord. So essentially, what it means is Petal Bloom was changed as follows: the frontal guard was removed from Petal Bloom Charge Up animation. So while charging, the frontal guard was removed, and Super Armor was added to not only the charge but also the attack. So it doesn't matter if you're charging or if you decide to skip the charge and just go straight into the attack. You're Super Armor through the entire thing. Um, Knockdown effect was removed from the skill entirely. You can't hold the Petal Bloom charge and recover stamina. Basically, there was a change that was added recently, about a couple weeks. Was it 2 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago, where basically you can charge up and hold the charge for a few extra seconds with Petal Bloom, and then you could sleep step to the side, which I'll demonstrate all this. But that's what that's in reference to. You can't recover stamina while you're holding the charge. That would be a little unbalanced. I mean, it would be nice. I would really like to be able to do that, but that would be a little unfair, I feel. So that's understandable. E-buff plus Petal Bloom still does full charge instantly. This is a reference to a change that was done a few weeks ago as well, which this change is already live, as well as the where's the other one? The Sleet Step one. So right now in live, E-buff plus Petal Bloom means you get super armor and the knockdown. You still get the super armor because super armor is naturally on the skill. However, the knockdown was removed from the skill entirely. But with E-buff, you do the instant charge. Basically, you don't charge up anymore. You just do Petal Bloom, and it's the full damage, like if you charged it. That's how it works. This will be the main topic of the video, but I'll just go over the other quick things. December attack range on the sides was adjusted to match Petal Drill's AoE range. This is just because, for some reason, December had more of a cone-focused damage. So this helps it a little bit. And in reference to the Petal Bloom being super armor, yes, you can linger the super armor at the end of the attack until your spear returns. So that's pretty nice. So what does all this mean? The reason for the video is there seems to be a common misunderstanding. A lot of people are calling this a nerf, and I think that's a lunacy. It's the weirdest thing to hear, especially because as the community, we requested this. This was something that I brought up in my forum posts. I asked a lot of Meiwas to find out what they thought was needed for the class. A lot of Meiwas that played not only 1v1, not only 1vx if they can, and also large scale, they all thought that super armor on Petal Bloom was much more needed than the knockdown effect. And as a balance, as a trade-off, removing the knockdown and gaining super armor was far more beneficial to the class for large scale, as well as even in 1v1 for damage trading options, than keeping the knockdown effect when it is unprotected on the actual stab itself. So what I'm referencing is, if you go to skill calculator, because I'm not on live, I'm on global, I'm not going to bother editing the video. But if you're on live, you can check this out yourself. But if you look at the skill says 4 guard while charging. That means while you're charging up the animation to do the full 8 attacks instead of the 5 attacks, it has frontal guard on that and that alone. That does not mean you have frontal guard while it attacks. You do not have a frontal guard with a knockdown. That's not how the skill works. It is unprotected on attack. So what this means is, because we no longer have the knockdown effect, you can stay protected and use this as a damage trading option. It's really good in large scale because of that effect, and it will be really good in some other situations like 1vx for being able to out damage given a scenario, a couple people here and there. So that's mostly what I wanted to talk about, and to show you some of the nifty things you can do. Go ahead and turn on Noah board here so you guys can actually benefit. There we go. Cool. All right, so the charge up or the Petal Bloom. This is all the changes that we've gotten thus far, leading up to the current change this week. So Petal Bloom, if you're not doing 100%, will do a charge and you can actually hold it for I think roughly 3 to 4 seconds. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, a lot longer than I thought. I was counting kind of fast. Maybe if you do one Mississippi, it's more like 3 or 4. So yeah, that's pretty long. So not being able to recover stamina on that's understandable, because that would be a little strong in my opinion. Besides, if you need to recover stamina, like we have movement options and awakening to help out with that. I mean, we don't have the best stamina usage. We need stamina removed on some of our attack skills, but I don't think allowing us to recover during a hold, a super armor like that is fair in the long scheme of things. They still need to, like I said, they still need to do stamina adjustments on the attacks to help us keep in combat more. But yeah, I can understand why they removed the stamina consumption on this. So let's go ahead and use some stamina just so that we can test that and see. So yeah, as you see, it's staying put and it's not moving. You can now sleet step, as you've seen right there, and then as soon as you sleet step, it will immediately do the attack. This is a kind of a bait tactic. You can do backwards and to the side. You can use your camera to kind of adjust it. So for example, oh yeah, come on in. Boom, you know, back up a little bit, maybe dodge a grab with that. Mind you, it is super armor, so it's not an iframe. You're not going to dodge a grab if they actually are on top of you. But if they're a little bit outside the range and you back up right before they hit the grab, that could bait them. You could do a little bit of AoE damage that way, little super armor AoE damage. But yeah, so that's a pretty interesting option. I wish they would actually allow you to be able to use sleet step while it's charging, which you can't, unfortunately. But yeah. So yeah, as you see right there, I use my camera to turn and reposition entirely, so you can actually do a complete 180 if you wanted to. You could do a number of different things. And then the other aspect is the E-buff. So if you were to use your E-buff, you would not get the option to do a charge up, but your damage from doing a normal Petal Bloom would actually be the charge damage. I can't demonstrate that here, unfortunately, because I don't have a player here to test with, but just to show you. You could still charge, but you see there's no charge coming up. So there's no point in actually charging, but you can still hold it. I just wanted to demonstrate that. So you just do like this, and that would do the full damage as if you were to have charged it. That's what it means. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of damage. 1109 times 8, 100% crit. 20 plus 20% accuracy on the skill before it counts your accuracy and all your items. So that's pretty decent accuracy. Decent, not amazing. It's really decent though. So the skill hits pretty hard. And the removal of split damage helps out with the skill. So yeah, I mean, that's basically I wanted to make this video about, because there was a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people saying that Petal Bloom was better as it was, or people like for some reason thought that it had frontal guard throughout the entire thing. I don't know where they got that. Maybe they just don't play the class and they just can't read. I don't know. But yeah, so that's mostly what I wanted to go over, just to get rid of all that misinformation out there. This is a positive change. I would classify this as a buff. for the class. It really will have an impact on Meiwa Awakening for large scale. So make sure you look forward to that. Hopefully they don't make any adjustments to it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll catch you guys next time.